On the final home stretch of the road to WrestleMania. This is going to be good. And hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Stuart Varner. Welcome to episode 18 of my modern day WWE save on TEW 2020. Yes, this is the show after Elimination Chamber. Obviously a big show, kind of a big rating for my Elimination Chamber. So if you want to check that out, please check on the link below at the top. And obviously please like and subscribe, because obviously with this is going surprisingly really well. So I want to keep this momentum going. So if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Please comment, let me know what you think of this save so far. All that nice stuff. So yeah, big Raw. We're going to have a US title match. We've got Damian Priest, The Miz is going to be on. We're going to have a main event of Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor in a very good match there. Obviously Big E's in action. We've got obviously Rhea Ripley and Liz Morgan are also in action. So it might be a lower key type situation when it comes to matchups, but it's got potential to be a really good show. So yeah, so let's dive straight into it. Let's dive into, I won't say the go home show, but let's dive in to my edition of Monday Night Raw, the show after Elimination Chamber. So let's find out. So let's go dive into this one. So yeah, so we start off the show with a 50, so a very solid start here. So yes, as you can see, obviously we start the show with Big E, obviously coming off his big win against Seth Rollins. Obviously, and later on, obviously the Hurt Business interrupt, but yeah, the kind of thing I'm trying to go for here is basically I want Big E to be coming out, kind of putting his heart on his sleeve. As we all know, Big E is good at that. And I like the idea of him sitting there saying he's not sure if he can beat Bobby Lashley. And I know for like a heel, the face to say that is a bit strange. But I like the idea of them saying he won't let defeat consume him. Because obviously the whole story I've been trying to build, that basically he lost their title, and ever since then it's been a downward spiral, and it's been working his way back up to get that confidence back, that positivity that he had. But I like the idea now that it's basically like he's not doing it because he wants to win. Like he wants to win, he wants his title back, he wants it so bad, but he's so like, he understands that if he doesn't win, he won't let it define you. One thing he has figured out is that with the people behind him, he can do anything. Because obviously the people have got behind him, a lot of people have tried to help him, that kind of stuff. So he knows he can get through it. So that kind of stuff could make him more dangerous, because that means that they can't play the kind of mind tricks that they probably would be able to get away with a couple of months ago. So that's why I'm kind of going with Big E. So then he says that kind of stuff. Obviously, quite loves that kind of stuff. Then the Hurt Business come out saying they don't buy a word of this. Like, you're lying to these people type situation. And saying, we all know when you lose and I beat you again, and I will beat you again, your will be so broken that you will leave WWE forever, and we will never see Big E again. Because you're not strong enough to take this title from me, and you're not strong enough to have this company on your back type situation. But then I like the idea basically because, like, was it Seth Shelton Benjamin kind of jumps on the bandwagon, kind of goes, he's drinking the Kool-Aid what Bobby Lashley, and says, you know what, yeah, I don't think you're strong enough. And I think I could beat you tonight. I know I could beat you, because I am better than you. I am the gold standard. I know I can beat you tonight. And obviously Big E's like, oh, okay, you think he's underestimating me, eh? Okay, this is where we're going to go. And yeah, sets up that match. That match is next, because I like the idea of it just like boom, boom, straight in. Straight outside the gate. But yeah, 50 there. It said it's just to prove that where Big E's head is at, where Bobby Lashley and Hurt Business head is at, to kind of set up what kind of stuff I'm gonna kind of do in the next couple of weeks leading up to WrestleMania. So that's kind of what I've set up here, and that's what a good promo should do. So obviously after that we have the match, Big E versus Shelton Benjamin. Is Shelton Benjamin's words gonna be enough to beat the Royal Rumble winner, or is Big E understands what Shelton, and is he going to be able to overcome him So let's find out. So in that match, and the winner of the first opening contest of this Raw is For 61, very good. Obviously, Big E. Obviously, if he's going to go for the World WWE Championship, I'm not going to. Yeah, he's not getting shit about him. But I like the idea. It's a 61. I think that's very good. I think it's up there one of the highest rated matches we've had through the series. I had a quick check. Our top one is 64. So 61 from an opening contest on a Raw. Very, very good. But yeah, obviously on here, there was it for 61 by Big E. Shelton Benjamin, 31. 61. So yeah, it's pretty good. I like the idea that basically at the end of this 6 minutes, Big E wins with a big ending. But I like the idea that it's set up by a counter of the T-bone suplex by Shelton Benjamin into the big ending to get the win. But yeah, obviously, so it's a big win for Big E, obviously, but obviously the Hurt Business don't like this. So obviously afterwards they try to attack him after the match. But it doesn't, as you expect, Big E, he knows all these plans. He knows what they're trying to do, and he knows the numbers games are against him. But they're not going to work. For 44, that's fine. I mean, a very good opening to the show, to be fair. Very flexible, very good opening to the show. But yes, obviously here with, so they come in, try to attack him. But Big E uses his, knows what's going on and takes them both out. And we basically end this whole sequence of events with Big E celebrating with the title up high. And Bobby Lashley and Hurt Business fuming. Because I think they thought they can just play numbers game, mind games to try and get Big E. But they're like, no, they've got to try something different maybe to try and unearth this confidence, newfound confidence, or this newfound selflessness that we have from Big E. So, be interesting to see what they come in the next couple of weeks. But obviously, after that, talk about mental state, that kind of stuff. Obviously, we ended that little story we did with Alexa Bliss and Nikki ASH for taking a Fiend possession out of Alexa Bliss, and she's kind of backstage in a kind of somber mood because she has remorse for what she did. What she did under the possession of the Fiend. For 36, that's very, very good. I think when you got these matches, I'm not against this, but because we're normally going to get these kind of ratings. But 36, I'm happy with that. But yeah, this is a simple thing backstage. You're going to sit there and say, Nikki, you got Nikki Cross trying to talk to her friend, kind of console her, saying that wasn't you that done all those things. It was him. It was the Fiend. That's not you. You shouldn't feel guilty. And it doesn't matter, I like this line, it doesn't matter what you did, it's what you do in the here and now. And obviously them kind of words do kind of, I like the idea because this is a superhero. So wouldn't a superhero have like a monologue, of a very positive monologue? Trying to help her friend there, and I do like the idea. Next week we're going to set up this. She's going to go counselling. They kind of did it in real life with the kind of counselling, but I'm going to make it a bit less comical and a bit more in-depth. So I think there's a redemption story here for Alexa Bliss, and I like the idea of it. So we're going to explore it. We're going to go. If you don't think the Fiend and the whole Fiend Bray Wyatt stuff worked, it's because they're very good at doing mind games and they're very good at character assassinations that I think we could use here with Alexa Bliss. So to try and maybe find the road to redemption or a new path for this newly recovered Alexa Bliss. So but yeah, let's see where that goes next week. But obviously this week, another person's going through a kind of thing with kind of confidence or maybe kind of anger. Is obviously the Arcade Bros have been having a bit of a problem last couple of weeks, obviously with Matt Riddle having some kind of temper or kind of aggression that Randy is kind of concerned because he's seen it himself before, so he's trying to stop him from making the same mistakes he is. For 52, very good there. Yes, simple thing, and obviously Riddle's not listening. Like Randy's like, I've seen this. I've seen that rage, that ability that I want to prove that I'm better than everyone. I've seen that. And your friendship and our partnership has been beneficial to me, making me a better person and a better man. But I wasn't. You're sitting there acting. You're copying my moves, and I appreciate that. But there's certain things that I did in my past that I'm ashamed of, and I don't want you, as one of my friends, to take the same path. And I'm warning you, pleading you, don't do this. Don't go down this path. You need to start relaxing. Go back to the more chilled Riddle that we know and love. And Riddle just isn't listening because he's in that kind of mindset, and he's like, you know what? Tonight I've got a match with Chad Gable. What about you stay at the back? I don't need you tonight. Type situation. So, yeah, Randy's trying to get through to him. They are tag champions, but they're not very. There's miscommunication here. maybe he's emulating Riddle's or emulating Randy a bit too much than Randy Orton's comfortable with. He's trying to save his friend, but again, like he was back in the day, he wasn't listening. So interesting to see where that goes. But obviously that match is next. Obviously Riddle versus Chad Gable. I like the idea here that it's going to be so basically it's going to be, can Chad Gable take advantage of the situation, or is Riddle's anger going to be enough to be too much for Chad Gable? But that match is next, so let's find out what that's got. So the winner of this match is Chad Gable with a bridge German suplex. I put that he counted into a roll up, but that's good. I mean, obviously good. I mean, good level. Was it 44 by Riddle, 33 by Chad Gable, and I got 46. Very good. Very good there. But yeah, so finish was basically Riddle's anger gets in his way. He tries to, I think, like I see, tries to hit like a floating bro or trying to running knee or something like that. And Chad Gable counters it into a roll up, gets the win, or a bridge German, that works, whatever it works for him, gets the win. And yeah, so Chad Gable has got a win against one half of the WWE World Tag Team Champions, and he understands that. So next, and obviously because of anger, he sees an opportunity to kind of try and go after Riddle and try to make him, maybe give them a title shot. And obviously after he gets on the mic here next for 48, very good here. Yeah, I mean, Otis off his game, that's fine. But 48, very good here. Very good show so far. But yes, obviously he gets on the mic and he basically tries to taunt Riddle. Randy's out there trying to say, don't let him do it. Don't let him. Because, he's smart enough, he's a legend, he knows what he's doing. And he's like, I like the idea of him trying to goat him, saying, oh, I beat you, didn't I? But it was so easy. So easy I beat you. I mean, maybe you're nothing, maybe, Riddle. Maybe you're just a B plus player, maybe. Maybe if you want to prove it, if you want to prove that you're better than me, what about you put your tag team titles online? What about you do that? Because, we know without Randy, you're nothing. So, don't you want to prove that you're better? And I like the idea. And because Riddle's like trying to prove, like, he's freaking fuming. He's like, oh, you want a title match? You're against us? But Randy said, don't do it. Don't do it, Randy. Riddle, don't do it, Riddle. And he said, you've got it. You're on. And it's like, so it's going to be a tag team. They've got a tag team title match. The American Alpha are like, yes, awesome. But Randy's like, you idiot. His anger's got in his way type situation. It seems like it's a weakness that his enemies are going to exploit. And it's going to be a problem. So what's Randy going to do? He's got to do something. So they've got a title match. No one knows when that match is going to be. Is it going to be in the next couple of weeks? It's going to be at WrestleMania. We don't know yet. But we know that Riddle's basically easily been goated into giving that match away. So we'll see in the next couple of weeks what Randy's going to do about that. Because he needs it under control. All those tag titles are going to go away from RK Bro. But we'll find out in a couple of weeks. But talking about next person, obviously we're going to talk about is Gal Stevenson, the one we debuted last week against Apollo Crews. And obviously next we get a promo of him talking about that experience and kind of why he went after Apollo Crews and why he's here, why he's decided to debut now and not later on. For 29, that's fine for a guy they're quite low, so it's not surprising it didn't do very well, but that's fine. Hopefully in a couple of weeks with Gal Stevenson, I need to get a picture. Can't mouse, gotta get a picture. But the kind of thing I'm doing here was we've got Gal Stevens talking about why he's been thinking a lot about his debut since he came. Yeah, he's been thinking a long time, when is he going to debut? And then he heard about Apollo Crews talking about, lineage, and it was, because of where I come from, and because I'm royalty, I should be better. And he heard that, and he's like, that's why I need to make my debut. Because he wants to, Gal Stevens wants to prove that work ethic and hard work trumps entitlements and royal bloodlines type situation. And I was come out as he said, how dare you disrespect the lineage of Apollo Crews. And for that, I'm challenging you to a match. And obviously Gal Stevens just wants to wrestle any match he can. He accepts it. And obviously that match will be next. But yeah, I mean, simple one. This storyline, I don't want to be just thinking, oh, he's debuting against a guy, he gets a shock win. I like the idea of basically he went against him because he wants to prove that hard work trumps, royalty, like bloodline. It's about what you do, not about where you're from. Type storyline that I think would resonate more than just, I could easily go for, he's American, he's good. The other guys are foreigners. They're bad. But I think that's a bit cliche. So I like the idea of just it's about the people, what they believe in, and that's more interesting to me. More interesting story. So yeah, we'll see where that goes. Obviously, but the next match is this Gail Stevens versus Commander Azeez. So I'm interested to see what he gets score-wise. But obviously, is Commander Azeez going to get revenge for his well, you could say employer, or you kind of king if you want to go that way, or Gail Stevens is going to keep his 2-0 and keep this good record going on his debut. 2 wins out of 2. So let's find out. So the winner of this match, and 25, that's fine, is Gail Stevens. That I just said hit a finisher. It says here, nothing crazy with a pinfall. It's expected. Commander Azeez not exactly. I think it's a 30 to 24, 33. Yeah, I think I'm about to stall on this, so maybe they're not ready for that kind of commitment yet. But yeah, this was nothing crazy. Again, it's just continue the momentum of Gail Stevens to see where he's going to go. But this is going to be a very long-term project, so they're both very low ratings. So it's going to get low stuff, but I'm happy for it. I'm interested to see where it's going to go. Well, but yeah, so obviously Gail Stevens is going to go in there. But obviously, this was all kind of a trap by Apollo Crews, because obviously just when Gail Stevens is celebrating his big win, that's 2-0 now. Apollo Crews comes from behind, attacks him, that's a better score, 29, attacks him from behind, takes him out. Gail Stevens hits like a 450 splash from the top, and then kind of goats him, saying, you're nothing, you don't take my spot, I'm better than you, I know I am, that kind of stuff. And yeah, and I like maybe Commander Azeez does put his foot on top of Gail Stevens' chest, and kind of this situation of the ultimate disrespect that he doesn't rate or respect Gail Stevenson. So yeah, good stuff here. Again, this is always going to be low, because obviously I'm going really low on the bottom of the ratings. So this is a long-term project, so I'm intrigued to see where it goes. Hopefully I can build them up enough. I think I can. I've got time. I've got a lot of time. But obviously after that, obviously all that, we're focusing on the ring a lot. We don't focus it backstage, because we're at the main event or the fair four-way at Elimination Chamber. Obviously, we ended with kind of AJ and Edge fighting in the back into the crowd, because this rivalry or this kind of respect just boiled over into something not very nice, and it kind of it continues here on Raw tonight when they go backstage where we go for 55. They're both fighting, they're both attacking each other, that kind of stuff, and they're being, you know the spot. They're fighting, they're attacking each other, people trying to hold them back, and it's turned into some heated rivalry that it's gone from being just a respect, I respect you, to now like hatred, kind of like I don't like you anymore type situation. Obviously, a lot of people will be thinking, well, how did it get to this? Obviously, in the Skull Beats, we'll find that out. But yeah, I mean, I think it might be a situation of jealousy. It might be that, we don't know. But it's simple, but it works. It's because now you're intrigued to see what's going to happen next week. Why they're doing this, why. But obviously, this rivalry is going to be heated. So I'm interested to see what happens. I keep saying that, but I'm in control. I keep forgetting that. I'm in control of this save. So I've got some interesting plans for it. So we'll find out in the next couple weeks. But yeah, 55, very good there. But obviously after that, we have the kind of GMs. Well, we all know they're officials. Obviously with Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce backstage. Obviously Sonya Deville is obviously on probation. So she's got to do some special stuff if she wants to get involved. If she wants to keep her job. And she talks to Adam Pearce, just kind of happy to see Sonya Deville in this position. For 31, that's alright. But yes, this one was kind of situation of, I like the idea of Adam Pearce, like, well, you abused your power. You get what you deserve. Sonya Deville is like, it's like, can't you, like, Adam Pearce, can't you sort this out? Can't you go and talk to them? And he's like, it's not my place. I like my job too. Maybe you could fall back to your wrestling career, but this is all for me. I've got nothing else. Type situation. And yeah, and then Sonya Deville, like, she sits there and, like, you know, panics and then goes, you know what? I've got an idea. I've got an idea that probably keep my job and keep me from and keep the higher ups happy. But I'll let you know next week what that is. So, and then obviously Adam Pearce like, what is this? Like, you wait and see. And yeah, she walks off. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what. It's an interesting one. I like the idea of Sonya Deville basically she's panicking when she's pushed in a corner It's usually when most people are more deadly. So it'll be interesting to see, I like the idea of her. She's got a plan. She's got a big announcement or something big that'll probably save her job. But we'll find out next week, not this week, what that could be. But yes, obviously after this is big. This is big. Next segment. This is going to be huge. This next one's going to be with the United States champion in the ring, and he's kind of a lot of people, some of the big names on the roster come down to interrupt him. But there's meaning to this. Obviously, this is kind of setting up, obviously, that he's back from his injury that he got. He got attacked at Elimination Chamber by The Miz, so he's pissed about him. But it's made him get a bit of clarity, because obviously we know what his mission has been, and we know what it is. So let's find out what that is. Obviously, next segment for A46. With all, as you can see, it's crowded with some of the best superstars on Raw. And basically, okay, so this is what my plan is for it. The idea is Damian Priest. He's coming out his anger. He wants The Miz. But then the Miz doesn't come out, and then everyone just comes out. You've got like I said, this in the order. Finn Balor comes out, sitting there saying he's fed up, tired of being misunderstood. And he knows if he wins a huge title, like a US title, people will respect him again. That kind of thing. Seth, same thing, coming out. He's fed up with losing. He knows that maybe if he can take that title from Damian Priest, he can become, he can use it as a way to show his vision. If you can't get the world title, you get the next best thing. Really bigging up the title. Then you got KO coming out, sitting there saying, "I'm one of the greatest US champions ever. Why has Damian Priest got it? If I can give me that time, I can elevate that to the moon." And then you got Dominic Mysterio coming out, kind of confident after his win against KO. He's kind of like, you know what? Yeah, I think I'm ready to go against win a title. I've won the tag title, but I want to win some singles gold. Like he's built his confidence hugely. But this one. So obviously the Priest wants The Miz. Then The Miz comes out eventually. But the idea of Damian Priest is the whole thing I've tried to build is that his whole thing is he wants to be better. He wants to prove to people that he's a decent US champion, and he's one of the best. So everything he's done has kind of been revolving around that idea that he wants to prove he is the best. So he sits there and sees all these people around the ring, and obviously he kind of points in each one of them. Obviously, when The Miz is there, he goes, points you gun, "I'm dealing with you tonight. You're going to pay for what you did to me at Elimination Chamber." Then he puts the open floor to everyone. So he goes, "Oh, okay. So you want to take this title from me? I want to prove that I'm the best, and the only way to be the best is to beat the best. So you know what? This title means everything to me, and it's one of the best titles ever on this brand." I was going to say prestigious, but I can't say the word, so I know it sounds silly. But yeah, so the idea that he's basically, this title means the world to me, and I'm going to prove why I am one of the best US champions in history. So I'm going to be, so the next couple of weeks, I'm going to face all of you, either in singles matches, triple threat matches, four-way matches. I'm going to face you all. And I'm gonna beat you all. I'm gonna prove once and for all that I am the most unstoppable US champion. No one's gonna take that. If you want to take this from me, you got to be at your top of your game. And this is obviously setting up to another big match we're gonna have at WrestleMania. But as the thing says there, but I like the idea that it's not. We don't know yet. It's just a lot of people saying, "Was Damian Priest mad? Is he insane? Why is he doing this?" And but yeah, and obviously then he kind of sits there and everyone's like, "Yeah, okay, I like this, go get a title shot." And then he talks to The Miz saying, "You know what, you're first." And you take that silly grin off your face, because when I'm finished with you, you'll never get a United States Championship opportunity again. And then that match is next. We've got a US title match right now. I like it there and then. I like the idea that maybe they're all watching backstage, or they're all watching at the announce tape around the ring type situation. But again, it's just, I want to prove that he's got a chip on his shoulder, and he wants to face the best. He wants to be the best. It's simple, but it works. I like it, that kind of stuff. But so this is going to set up something bigger later on. But I want that to be a surprise in a way for the people watching it, and the people that are in the reality of this game. In real life, you know what the match is going to be. So we'll find out next. But then obviously the question is this plan going to backfire? Because Damian Priest should defend his title against The Miz. That's next. Is Miz going to just basically outsmart Damian Priest and take that title or is Damian Priest going to get a bit of revenge on The Miz and continuously show why he is still one of the best US champions that this brand's ever had? So let's find out. So the next match, are we going to have a new champion? And the answer to that question is, for 42, of course not. Again, he's not losing the title like that. But 41 there by The Miz, 42 there with Damian Priest, 42, so a pretty solid match. Obviously, that's his 5th title defense. Really try to build him up this US title run. But the way I've hit it is, The Miz he hits the reckoning, but I like the idea that he tries to cheat, tries to go and get the belt, tries to hit Damian Priest. But the ref takes him out, he turns around, hits the reckoning, 1, 2, 3, and it's still a US champion. And and obviously I'm not going to put it in a segment, but I like the idea that everyone all around the ring watching keenly of the match, and he's going around the ring with the title saying, anyone want to take this for me? Anyone want to take this for me? And everyone's like, yeah, I'm up for it. And obviously sets up that we're going to have another big title match next week. But I said the US title scene should be this, like the Intercontinental title scene has this title that your higher mid cards would want. It's this like the IC title used to be. That if you become US champion, it's only a matter of time before you become world champion. That's what it should be, and that's why I want to book it. So interesting stuff there. So I'm not going to reveal who he's going to face next week. I let you have a little surprise, something to tease you with. But yeah, it's going to be. We're going to have multiple US title matches going into possibly the big match that I'm not going to announce. That's going to be announced next week. So we'll have my next Raw edition anyway. So we'll find out about that. So next, obviously, we hear from a former World Women's Champion, kind of talking about her intention, because obviously she was on the losing side of that triple threat at Elimination Chamber, and she's not best pleased about it, but she's got a plan. For 43, very good here. This one I just want to put a situation of she's sitting there coming out. She lost, but she knows. Okay, so this is my plan. I'm going to make the women's battle royal and the men's Andre Giant Memorial battle royal mean something again. Because all it is basically just a battle royal. If you win it, it's great. But I feel that it should be like a mini Royal Rumble. Like, it should be, if you get it, you get a title shot. So that's what I'm going to make it. It's going to be you get the trophy, but you get a title shot whenever you want, at any time. At Steel, let's say next pay-per-view type situation. And obviously Rhea Ripley sees this. So she officially enters herself into the Battle Royal, and she's going to finally win back our title, because she's had all these obstacles, all these people in the way. But in a Battle Royal, it's simple. It's a simple way of getting a title shot, and she's going to take that. She's going to win it. She's going to take that title. She's going to get that title back, and she's going to prove why everyone put so much faith in her after all these years. For 43, but that's in a couple of weeks. Tonight she's got a big match against Doudrop in a very first Doudrop I've heard in a match, so it'll be interesting. So, could Doudrop going to take advantage of maybe this weakened state by Rhea Ripley, or is Ripley just going to try and see if you can get enough momentum that she could be one of the favourites in that battle royal? Let's find out next. That match is next, and the winner is, for 40, actually very good actually, for 40, Rhea Ripley with a Riptide. For 43 by obviously Rhea Ripley, a 35 by Doudrop, very good there. But this one is just a simple thing of, it's just to prove that she's a serious contender. Very competitive match, but I just like the idea that Rhea Ripley is just basically going to show that, she means business. So she bet in that battle royal, people better take her seriously, because she's a serious contender to win that battle royal. So obviously, and then after that, she obviously beats Doudrop with that Riptide. We're going to sit there and say every time there's a match, there's going to be the trophy on the side. It's always going to be there, just a reminder. And for 39 points at it, could have done the WrestleMania sign, but this is going to be like points at that trophy, said that will be mine, and no one's going to stop her. So Rhea Ripley, first entrant into the women's battle royal, and interesting to see who else is going to take up that mantle, and who else is going to declare entrance of that battle royal. Yes, that's one. So obviously next, we're going to hear from KO. It's not happy at all for what happened to him at Elimination Chamber with Dominic Mysterio, and Dominic Mysterio's going to pay for that next in the match that is next. But obviously we're going to hear from that for 450. Very good there by KO. But yeah, I mean, he's pissed. and unleashed KO. You don't want to mess with KO. So I like the idea that Dominic's going to really suffer tonight for what happened. And yeah, so I know what you're saying. Like, oh look, you're doing like a WrestleMania rematch type situation or a rematch from a pay-per-view. Yes, I am. But there's reason to it. There's always reason. When there's reason, it makes sense. But yes, the simple thing there is going to pay for that. And obviously that match is next. And it'll be interesting to see what happens. So is KO going to get his revenge, or is Dominic just going to have KO's number? So find out. So the winner of this match is, for 47, Dominic Mysterio gets another win. This one, I like the idea that he, what was it? What did I put? Wow, I didn't even put that thing here. I said here like a pinfall. 50 there by KO. 49 by Dominic Mysterio. For 47, it's very good. Very good. I think that worked quite well. But yeah, I like the idea of basically like this time it is a roll up by Dominic Mysterio on KO. Gets the win. But KO like is fuming after this. And he does some things that kind of reminds you of how KO was when he started. The selfish prick that he was. What did he do that made him famous? Well, he did that tonight. For a 48, after the match he's fuming. He attacks Dominic Mysterio, he puts him through the steps, he throws him, he hits him with a chair, and then he picks him up for a powerbomb and powerbombs him onto the apron. Old school KO. As Dominic Mysterio unleashed the old KO, the one that we kind of fell in love with but kind of despised early on in his career. Have we unleashed that? Obviously Dominic Mysterio's writhing in pain. Obviously, we get the medical staff come out, that kind of stuff. But KO's like, the fun and games are over for KO. He means business. And tonight, Dominic Mysterio, he might have got the win in the match. But who's walking out? Well, the others go walking out in the stretcher. This is the old KO, and I think that's the best KO. So, we'll find out what happens there next couple of weeks. But next, we're going to hear from another possible participant of the Women's Battle Royal. And obviously another on the losing end for that women's title. Obviously with next is, for 36, Liz Morgan. This one is, I like the idea that, she knows she's so close to winning that title. She was so close at the Elimination Chamber. And she knows that she has to work twice as hard. So she's gonna climb up that ladder again. She enters herself into the Women's Battle Royal and she is going to win. Because she has belief. More belief than anybody else. But I like the idea after this, and then Nikki comes across saying, congratulations. It's good to have that belief. After saving my friend, I have that new belief too. And I think I've saved her. She needs to go on her own path for a bit. I need to refocus what my dream is at the moment. And my dream is to become Women's World Champion again. World Women's Champion again. So you know what? Tonight, I want to challenge you. Because I need to prove to these people why I'm a serious contender for that Battle Royal. And no better than beating you. So, yeah. And obviously Liz Morgan likes this. Like, she relishes the challenge. And that match is next. Obviously a big match. So the question is, who's going to win? Is Liz Morgan going to keep momentum? Is Nikki ASH going to try and build her momentum after saving her, maybe building on it a bit more after saving her friend from the possession that was the Fiend? Let's find out. So the winner of this match is, for 25, ouch. Yeah, the women's matches haven't exactly pulled off great tonight, but it's harsh, but it's fine. I can deal with it. It's going to get a low score. I think it's not as good as last week, but yeah, this one I like the idea. It's just another showcase, a great match. Both back and forth, both showing near falls, that kind of stuff. But yeah, Liz Morgan wins with a Liz kick. That's fine, that works on Nick ASH. Gets the win, and I like the idea. Maybe after the match, picks her up and they shake hands. There was respect there, but yeah, Liz Morgan's a real deal. But I think Nikki's shown that she's a real deal there. So that's 3 now. So we've got 3 competitors in that Women's Royal Rumble kind of match. It is. It's another Royal Rumble match, but it's this Battle Royal instead. But yeah, we'll find. So that's 3 now participants on the Raw side, or maybe we'll find out on SmackDown if there's any more on the women's side anyway. So that's fine. So, but yeah, that's next week. That's next SmackDown. But obviously after that, we will talking about Raw Women's Champion. We hear from the Raw Women's Champion and the number 1 contender. that are in the ring. We go commercial break, and then they're both in the. Becky starts in the ring, wants to say some words to Bianca Belair, to her face, for 52. Very good here. So yes, this one I like the idea. She comes to the ring saying, "You get your ass out here now," type situation. And I like the idea that Becky is like, "You think times should change, and you think you're better than me? You're not. I'm gonna, like, as I said last week, you just want to make sure you don't face me, because you know you can't beat me." And I like the idea that said, like, and also, yes, you want to make history? I'll make history, but unfortunately, you're going to be losing out of history, because I'm gonna make a WrestleMania moment out of you, like I made you a SummerSlam moment when I beat you in 7 seconds. I'm gonna maybe take a little bit more time, maybe add 10 seconds, and I'm gonna beat that record when Sheamus beat Bryan. I'm gonna beat you in 17 seconds, because you're easy, no sweat. It's not gonna take too long. And so I obviously back out now, because you're good. Possibly have potential to be great, but you're never gonna be better than big time Becky Lynch. So just hand your title over to somebody else, shot somebody else, walk away. Yeah, and just walk away. And obviously Bianca kind of grabs the mic. Obviously she's not going to take this off, is she? She's not. And she sits there talking about, she gets Becky. Do you know why she's doing it? I know why he's saying these words. These are not words of a confident person. This is words of a person that's scared. You're scared because it's taken me less time to become more over than you will ever be. And I didn't have to get a bleeding nose to do it. And I've got the fans behind me. They've turned against you because you're trying to become something that you're not. You're trying to, and you hate that. You think you're the big time Becky Lynch, but you're not. You're small time Becky Lynch, because without these fans, you would be back doing nothing. And I'm going to reclaim my title, because it's my title. And I'm going to continue, and I'm going to take that title, and I'm going to continue what you stole 6 months ago, and I'm going to become Raw Women's Champion. And then and WrestleMania, I'm going to have my WrestleMania moment again, and nothing you do will stop me. And obviously Becky Lynch doesn't like this, and then they start fighting, that kind of situation. And and obviously at the end, Becky Lynch is clotheslined over the top rope, and then Bianca Belair takes the title, holds it up high, and so I know it's the first week, but I want to start this shoot hot. So yeah, good stuff there, 52. But yeah, it's interesting stuff. So yeah, but interesting to see what happens there, what Becky Lynch is going to respond to that kind of. But yeah, strong words by both women. So I like that kind of stuff in promos. But obviously next, we're near to the main event now. We're near to the main event. So obviously next we're going to hear from, backstage, we've got Seth and Finn Balor confronted themselves backstage. With Seth's got some strong words to speak to Finn. For 53, very good there. But yeah, this basically Seth Rollins goes into Finn Balor's dressing room, kind of just says, we all know you're failing. We all know that in this company. You're nothing in this company. You had a big name in other places, but here you haven't reached your potential. And also, stop kidding yourself. You're going to win this US title, and just stay out of my way. Because I'm going to beat you, but just stay out of my way. I don't want to put you out injured like I did last time. And then Finn, like, that pisses him off. He gets up and he sits there and and he kind of looks at him, turns up, looks at him and goes, taps him on the shoulder like this, going, love to see you try, and then walks off. And then Seth is like, he's kind of angry because he's thinking, he's not as intimidating as he thinks he is. So yes, it sets up an amazing main event. This has got potential to be the best match of the save so far. You got two former world champions. You got Seth Rollins. You got Finn Balor. Who's going to win? Who's going to start this momentum going into possibly a big match at WrestleMania? Just find out who's going to win all of this edition of Raw's main event. The answer to that question is for 49. Ouch. That's done way worse than I thought it would. But I think I put steal the show here. But for 49, Finn Balor with a 1916. Exactly what, wow, actually done exactly what I wanted it to. But yeah, so 62 by Seth, 43. For only you get a 49, that's very disappointing. Might have to remember that for next time. But yeah, this one simple thing, it's a great match, back and forth, as you expect from these two wrestlers. But the finish I've kind of got there is basically Seth makes a mistake, trying to be too cocky. And obviously this turns into Finn Balor not hitting the coup de grace 1916, but he hits in 1916. Again, you can put sitting there saying that Finn Balor can beat him without finishing his big move. That's going to only piss off Seth Rollins, annoy piss Rollins, Seth Rollins. So, but obviously after this big win, yeah, I like the idea that Finn just goes out like celebrating at the top of the ramp, and obviously Finn Balor, Seth Rollins is fuming. 4:57, good way to end the show. Absolutely fuming. I mean, you know my visuals. I like visual of Finn Balor smiling, happy that he beat him. And then you've got Seth Rollins in the road, irate. Would that turn into something? We don't know. But yeah, that's the end of the show. Let's find out what we got. I've got a feeling it's not going to be as good. If I can get in high 50, I'll be happy. I think that main event might have let me down a little bit. So if we can get like I've got this feeling it's a 54 weighty show, but let's find out. So this edition of Raw got a 47. Ugh. It's not great, but it's not surprising. So you have the main event didn't do as well as I thought. You had stuff like 25s there, 36s, a lot more than normal. Yeah, that's disappointing. That's disappointing, but it's fine. It's Road to WrestleMania. It'd be better to start off slow and work your way up. So hopefully, the situation it starts off slow and the intensity builds up. But yeah, so far not the greatest start. But 47, that's not the worst. I don't know if that's the worst show we've done, but I think it's a very good show. Obviously, let me know in the comments below what you think is. But yeah, 47 not great, but. We move on to next week, so got some big plans for that. So let's find out. But 47, not the greatest, but it would do. It would do. So yeah, so 47, not the greatest score. I honestly think it's because of a lot of the segments. I think with obviously like Liz Morgan, Rhea Ripley, stuff with Alexa Bliss and all that. Got lower scores, and obviously the Gail Stevenson and Commander Aziz and Apollo Crews storylines very, very low down in the lower mid card, very low. So they're going to get low scores, but I think it's a small hit. It's not the greatest. Obviously, it's the lowest score I think we got so far in the save, but I think that's fine. I mean, if it's the Road to WrestleMania and it's like starts off here, it means the only way it can go up is up, right? So that's the plan. But yeah, a little bit disappointed. Obviously, I was disappointed that the main event only got like 49. Both I think Seth was on a 60, so it should have been at least getting a 55 or something. But the game is a bit harsh. Maybe it's going to put it too long, or maybe it's because I think I put Steal the Show. So it's a mistake of mine. But this is again, it's still a learning curve. I know I've been doing this for like 2 months now, but it's still a learning curve. But yeah, if you want to join me on this, continue joining me on this journey, please like and subscribe. That'd be really helpful. Obviously, we're on 33 subscribers so far, very low now. But I think if we can keep this momentum, we can get up to 50 in the next couple of months. I know I've got a good feeling. So yeah, so obviously, I hope you enjoy this edition. I'll be back next week with my the first SmackDown after Elimination Chamber. I've got big plans for that, so definitely make sure you don't miss that. So yeah, all I can really say is I'll be Irvine. Hope enjoy the rest of my series and enjoy this. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you're living in the UK, enjoy the rest of the weather because it's really warm. So until next week, have an awesome rest of the week, and I'll see you guys next time. So bye everyone. Bye bye.